Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former prince and current river corpse, has been arrested and now may be banned from ever taking the throne. In fact, the royal family said the only way he can become king is if it comes down to either him or Meghan.
Why aren't they pushing this nuclear button and just let the world know about Meghan Markle?
All they had to do was shut up and do nothing. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were probably going to get their best news cycle in years, because we know deep down they want to bring down the British royal family.
Yes, here it comes.
Reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return.
Andrew's confiding to friends about the not-so-secret relationship with him and Meghan Markle, and this is why Prince Harry wants to end the marriage, and is so disgusted he can barely touch his woman.
Since you like that, here's another.
So electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why is he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
Harry and Meghan are back at it again, being disaster tourists, because apparently they have nothing better to do than waste government time and resources, in this case for the country of Jordan and the WHO and UN's time.
Health Organization, the government of Jordan, and others are making here is enormously appreciated. So thank you for coming. Why is a British ambassador welcoming them on a visit when Meghan Markle has trashed everything, and Harry, about the British government?
Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time? There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s. Wow.
This is sweet. Meghan Markle said she has a finger they can use if they need it.
Again, highlight the mucky murkiness and mendacious manner of this alleged yacht girl. According to her,
the one person who I think has been really happy about all of this is Prince Andrew.
Yeah, boy.
The one person who I think has been really happy about all of this is Prince Andrew. I'm guessing that he has been nudging the royal family. Can you believe what Meghan did, huh? Can you believe it?
With one razor-sharp line delivered in 10 seconds on the most-watched comedy stage in America, Colin Jost stared into the lens and detonated a joke that froze the entire room. The royal family would only see Prince Andrew crowned if it came down to him or Meghan Markle. The audience reacted in waves, a groan, then laughter, then a roar, and even Colin struggled to keep a straight face as the punchline landed like a cultural earthquake.
The royal family said the only way he can become king is if it comes down to either him or Meghan.
Oh my God, there's so many things to unpack in that joke. First of all, the groans are brutal.
Down to either him or Meghan.
It's like they don't want to laugh, but they do, because then, listen, they laugh. They're not that best, sorry, but they know that was brutal. Because again, it's like the only way he'll be king royal is if it's him or Meghan. They still would say no to Meghan.
And in that split second, broadcast live to millions, the narrative battlefield shifted. Because if a mainstream stage can turn a carefully managed public image into the setup for a punchline, something deeper is already changing. What no one is saying out loud is that this moment didn't come from nowhere. It was built over time.
I applaud a joke like this, because to me, Meghan and Harry are the fakest and most disingenuous people. They have such an entitlement. They have so much privilege. And for what? I'm so sick of it. I know you guys are you sick of it too?
Weeks before, on the very same show with the same host, Colin Jost announced a mock trade deal between the United States and Britain, joking that Britain's one demand was to keep Meghan Markle. The joke exploded because it only works when the audience already understands the cultural shift behind it. Comedy cannot survive unless the room is already aligned. And that alignment, for better or worse, was unmistakable.
Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! I refuse! I'm sick!
2 jokes, 2 different nights, both landing perfectly, both going viral within hours. From a show that spent years treating...
The framing has evolved. British royal family once occupied the position of the rigid establishment, while Meghan Markle was often cast as the sympathetic outsider, yet now writers have folded her into the punchlines themselves. And in the world of late-night television, that is never accidental. It reflects a reading of the cultural temperature, and that temperature has undeniably cooled toward her.
There's always a serious side to the SNL comedy, I don't usually agree with it because it's very left-wing. But effectively what they're saying here is that, yep, we agree, Meghan Markle, less popular than Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
When a platform of that scale places you inside the joke, reversing that momentum becomes nearly impossible. So the real question isn't whether the laughter happened, it's why it happened now. The walls aren't just closing in around this narrative, they're cracking under pressure from every side, and the fractures are impossible to ignore.
And she is now living in denial. She thinks she can somehow pick up the pieces of her shattered life and resume what she used to do, which was, ligging money off people, coming up with rubbish projects, borrowing money, being paid for, and just generally jet setting around the world freeloading. Well, nobody wants to know her anymore.
To understand the weight of the reference, consider the history behind Prince Andrew, from the fallout of his televised interview to the loss of official roles and titles, and the long shadow cast by his association with Jeffrey Epstein. His public standing collapsed under scrutiny, reshaping his position within British royal family in ways that remain part of the historical record.
The only way he can become king is if it comes down to either him or Meghan.
So when Colin Jost delivered that line, it wasn't a compliment to Andrew, it was a comparison, measuring how far perceptions have shifted. The implication resonated instantly. The hierarchy of public sympathy and reputational gravity has dramatically evolved, and the audience understood the subtext without needing it explained.
This savage comparison to Prince Andrew. This was on the Weekend Update section with Colin Jost, who has mocked Meghan before. Like, I gotta say, I think this one's the biggest roast yet. You ready for it? Here we go.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former prince and current river corpse.
Look at that. I gotta pause also for commentary purposes. That photo, my God, how did that get out? Oh, he looks, good. I'm not, but my God, he does look like a river corpse.
That collective groan before the laughter, that sound is recognition. It's the moment an audience realizes the punchline reflects something they already sent. In that instant, agreement becomes audible and shared perception turns into comment. And that shift is never trivial.
Meghan Markle's alleged, rumored.
The references to Prince Andrew and Meghan Markle aren't isolated gags. They're connected to broader public conversations that have circulated online and in media commentary. Those discussions, wake fair or not, form the backdrop against which satire operates, even if mainstream outlets often avoid directly engaging with them.
SNL skit, though, is just, this Weekend Update is hysterical because it's so true, and this is what works about comedy, is when it's true, and we all know that, yes, people would maybe prefer in some ways Andrew over Meghan Markle when it comes to the throne. And if Hollywood is even making jabs at her, she's offended a lot of people. We know she hasn't done good work in the entertainment industry, and people are taking notice. People are noticing, hey, that Meghan Markle may have this title, but nobody really likes her. Nobody buys her stuff. And so we have this situation here where it's just so rife and so perfect.
Before becoming the Duchess and before global interviews and streaming deals, Meghan Markle was an actress and lifestyle blogger navigating Hollywood's ecosystem. Over time, the internet has resurfaced older materials and questioned past narratives, including allegations and speculation that her team has long declined to address in detail. Whether fair or exaggerated, those discussions now live in the public square.
Suggested that the then Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
Among the most controversial threads are claims circulating online about yacht appearances and relationships before her marriage. Accusations that remain unproven but widely debated. These narratives, amplified by social media, have fueled intense scrutiny, even as definitive evidence has never been publicly established.
It's interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
Separately, legal proceedings related to individuals connected to Jeffrey Epstein included public discussions in which Meghan Markle was reportedly mentioned as a potential witness by one claimant, an assertion that sparked further speculation online. Such references, whether strategic or symbolic, intensified the conversation around her public association.
Julia was Jeffrey Epstein's last known girlfriend. She is on record saying that the only times she flew on a plane, went on a yacht, or whatever was with her boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein. And here we have Rachel Meghan Markle parading on a yacht since 2014.
Retire, bitch!
Questions continue to surface about why certain circles appear in retrospective discussions about her early career, and why those questions have persisted without comprehensive public clarification. In the absence of definitive answers, speculation tends to fill the vacuum.
Virginia Roberts wanted to call Meghan Markle as a witness, and she said it was exactly because Meghan Markle was a close past associate of Prince Andrew and would have seen or participated or been around whatever he was doing. Why isn't the press calling this out?
Her earlier blog content, written during her pre-royal years, reflected aspiration, networking, and high society encounters. In hindsight, some readers interpret those posts differently, analyzing language and tone through today's lens rather than the era in which they were written.
No, I mean, she used to be on
Was
Deal or
he
No
infiltrated?
Deal. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament. She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my sports.
Reports have also circulated about long-standing ambitions and personal vision boards, including references to meeting Prince Harry before their eventual introduction. Whether coincidence, manifestation, or narrative hindsight, the story now feels to many like a straight line drawn backward from destiny. Paragraph 16, what followed was a full departure from traditional royal life, reshaping relationships with British royal family and altering public perception across continents. Titles, diplomatic appearances, and public engagements became flashpoints, especially during overseas visits and public statements that drew commentary from foreign officials. Meanwhile, within World Health Organization aligned humanitarian events and global tours, imagery and optics remained central to the brand narrative. And now, as debates continue inside and outside Britain, even figures within the monarchy, including King Charles III and Prince William, operate within a rapidly evolving media landscape where satire, scrutiny, and public sentiment collide in real time. At the end of it all, the joke that began as comedy has become commentary. And commentary, once unleashed at scale, rarely travels backward. The only question left is not who laughed, but what the laughter signaled about the moment we're living in and how much further the narrative will shift next.